Hey there, I'm Veronica Isles, and I'm so excited to be with you today. Today, we're talking about manifesting secrets, law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever you want to call it. If you are looking to draw a particular result or conclusion into your life, I'm here to help today with some free coaching, and we'll be taking questions in a moment. If you look below, there are some helpful links. I do want to say that if you are watching a replay of this, I do go online live at spontaneous times. It is never pre-planned, so there is no way to know ahead of time. It just happens whenever I feel like it. And the only way to be alerted and to take place in these live shows to get the free coaching, it would be to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and YouTube will, in fact, alert you. They will let you know when I am live so that you can take part in all of the fun. I do want to say I also have a free course, which you can find the link below, studywithveronica.com. I have paid coaching available there as well. I have a video call that we can do face to face. It's just like this, only it's just you and me. And I just tackle your problems. I can help you instantly feel better, make you feel more optimistic about your life in general. I can help identify whatever it is you've been doing wrong, whatever your limiting beliefs may be. I can help you with your entire mindset and get you on track to success. Okay. One other thing. In the last live show, we did talk about how to get someone to do exactly what you want. And I did explain this as a three-part process. Now, I decided to develop this into a coaching course. And you can use this technique on just about any relationship in your life. And that's why it's so potent, it's so powerful. So it could improve your love relationship. Start a new love relationship. Get you your specific person. It can help you with coworkers. It can help you family relationships. Whatever it is that you want, there is a way to achieve it because people are involved in all of our manifestations. They're really just a reflection, another reflection of us, really. We're all connected in ways that we don't even like to admit. So I do want to say that the link to join the wait list is below because I will only be taking on a limited amount of people because my time is limited, and it is in fact an intensive coaching program. We will in fact get you those results. There will be a payment plan available, very affordable, so that I can help as many people as possible. Okay. So let's get on to the questions. Thank you so much for giving your precious time. Was looking forward to you. Let's see. Can I just use law of assumption instead of law of attraction? Because I have a problem with depression, bipolar. Oh gosh. Okay. Keeping my vibration high is not easy. Okay. I think that this is a perfect question to start the day because law of attraction and law of assumption are actually the exact same thing. Yes. It's all conscious manifestation. It's all the idea that what is happening inside of you is going to be duplicated in the screen of space. What is within, we will then experience in the physical world. So, two sides to everything, duality, flip sides to the coin, the inner world, the outer world, the spiritual, side, the physical side. So I think that there's this misconception that law of attraction is about having a high vibration. A high vibration is not needed for manifestation. Law of assumption, I'm not really sure how these terms are being thrown around. I'm guessing law of assumption has to do with saying a lot of affirmations. And law of attraction is about a high vibration, maybe. But really, neither of these strategies really work. What does work is an all encompassing approach, which is mindfulness towards your entire life, identifying limiting beliefs, taking care of yourself, adjusting your self concept. So, you do not need a high vibration to have a good self concept. The way you feel about yourself are assumptions you're making. And yes, you can use affirmations to, in fact, change those assumptions. But affirmations in the form of natural self talk, if you do not say affirmations that feel like you're naturally talking to yourself, they're going to feel separate from you. They're never going to do anything to change your self concept. So, I want to say if you suffer from depression, bipolar, I think that's PCOS. I'm not really familiar with the last term. I want to say that you should seek out professional help. And this is not a bad thing. This is not negating law of attraction or law of assumption. This is just kindness to you. If you are suffering from depression, how are you going to manifest anything good in your life if you're not taking care of yourself? Again, it all goes to self concept. So, taking care of yourself would mean you have a high self concept because you realize that you come first above any other manifestation, above anything. So, taking care of yourself and feeling good in your own mind and heart is number one. And actually, if you do that and you just simply embrace self love, you will naturally raise your self concept because all these learned limiting beliefs, they're learned, they're absorbed, they're not what you actually are. You're actually perfection already. So when we unravel the muck, we get the perfection that's underneath. It's like shining something. Like, I don't know if you ever tried, you've seen a really dirty penny. I used to do this when I was a kid. I forget what the solution is that you can put on the penny, but you have this like really horrible penny. It looks really ugly. That's like made from maybe 1960 or something like that. Um, and you put it in the solution and suddenly it becomes bright and shiny. So the penny was that already. It's just we removed all of the muck that it had sort of picked up along the way and we returned it to its natural state. So your natural state is perfection, love, light, abundance, all good things. That's who you are. So if we can take care of yourself, address your depression, maybe get on some medication that will help you feel better, then you know what? You're going to naturally feel better. You're going to naturally manifest things, whether or not your vibe is high or not. I mean, I prefer to be in a high vibe just because it's fun, but never force yourself to be in a high vibe. Like, let that come naturally through taking care of yourself. And yes, pay attention to what is going on in your mind and heart, but don't force yourself to say affirmations that feel separate from you. We want to adjust natural self talk. So identify what your self talk is already, then question the limiting beliefs and naturally adjust them. Okay. So a high vibration is actually easy when you let it come naturally. So work on calm, taking care of yourself, relaxation exercises, and all of these things may sound not law of attraction or law of assumption at all. But actually, that's the preferred manifestation route because there's no resistance. And you don't even have to identify the specific things you want. They will literally come to you because you will now be a magnet for your true self, which is all good things. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hi, do you need to take action at all? The action that you take is all from within. And you also take physical action that feels exciting about yourself, that feels at one with your best life ever. And this is why I encourage manifesting as a whole, your entire life, your best life ever. So we also take action, like, for example, if you're trying to manifest love. The action you would take would be becoming love, talking kinder to yourself and your mind, maybe taking better care of your appearance. When we feel disappointed in love, we tend to neglect how we look because we feel like it's pointless. Nobody loves us. We'll be single forever. So we don't shower. We don't get our hair done. We don't do our nails. I don't know. What is a masculine form of taking care of yourself? I don't actually know. So whatever men do to take care of themselves, because I don't want to exclude men. This is not a woman only coaching program, coaching show. It includes men too. I have lots of men that I have coached over the years. They are apprehensive to do success stories for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's male pride, but I have helped an equal amount of men as I have women. But I do want to say that you take better care of yourself. Maybe you declutter your home because, well, when you have a partner, you don't want clutter everywhere. Maybe you clean up your car. So it's action that feels inspired, or maybe you decide to take a class in something you really love. Maybe you've always wanted to learn an instrument like the piano. Like, these are all taking inspired action towards manifesting love, even a specific person, even though it has nothing to do with the specific person. Like, maybe you would think that taking inspired action to manifest a specific person would be to send them just the right text at just the right time, or showing up at their work, or I don't know, doing something that is obviously going to backfire. Whereas inspired action is really just taking hold of the things you have opportunity to do now, like in terms of a love relationship. I know a lot of people are manifesting love. That's why I use it. You can, in fact, take care of your home. You can, in fact, take care of how you look, how you treat your body, your health, your inner well being, things you like to do. Like these are things that are within your control. And I really think that again, these things are never forced. So don't make yourself take up a hobby because I said that it would be a thing to do. It's just an example. So something you feel inspired to do that you would do if you were living the relationship now. So it's kind of like the end result. Like, what are things that I would be doing? Yes, this person would be here. And yes, I can't do that. But, I can't make them literally be here. And you shouldn't pretend that they're there. Like, you shouldn't cook two meals because it's just going to make you feel silly at the end of the meal when the other meal is just sitting there. Like, instead, what are things that you can do that emulate how you would be in a relationship as your best self? And then I really think the universe opens up doors. And what I mean by the universe is sort of that creative intelligence within you naturally aligns you to the things that are not within your control right now, not, the doors that are currently closed, they open and they come in like a floodgate, and then suddenly you have more, it builds more momentum. And so we continually keep doing things that feel inspired with our best life ever. And suddenly that person arrives. You realize they've been needing you the whole time too. And it's perfect. Okay. Good morning. Another good morning. I want to attract a huge amount of money. Any ideas of how I can go about it? Yes, you can have a huge amount of money. I don't care how much you want, like $100,000, $200,000, $3 million. Um, it happens. I have clients that manifest money all of the time. And I manifest money. Like I used to be someone who money used to run far away from. Like money did not like me before. I like thinking of money as like a friend because most people consider money like the enemy, like something that eludes them, something that escapes them, something that is hard to have a relationship with. But money can actually be a loving source. It can be something that takes care of you. If you want to manifest a huge amount of money, you have to start seeing yourself as capable of living that kind of lifestyle, of being included in those types of activities, being able to own possessions that are of much higher value. And again, this kind of goes towards inspired action. In terms of manifesting, inspired action would not be to calculate ways that you can have huge amounts of money. If you feel inspired to start a business, or if you feel inspired to do things that could sort of put you in touch with meeting new people or networking with new people, do it because it feels exciting to you, not because you think it will equal huge amounts of money. I also wouldn't go out and buy 500 lottery tickets. That is never going to work. In fact, I think if you look statistically, the people that win those big jackpots are actually the people who bought it on a whim, bought one ticket. It's never the people that went into debt buying all of the tickets, and those are the ones that won. Yes, you could win a jackpot, but sort of expand your mind and heart that this huge amounts of money could come from anywhere, but you have to align with the type of person that can have that kind of lifestyle. So start getting comfortable with that idea, that bad things don't come with it. Like when you have a huge amount of money, the fear could be that then suddenly everyone's going to be asking you for money. Like, once they know you have a lot of money, then it's like they're going to come begging and make you feel bad if you don't give them money. Um, I want you to really explore what it is to have a lot of money. You can even watch videos on YouTube. The cool thing about YouTube is you can see all different kinds of lifestyles. Look at videos of people that have money where manifesting or receiving, I don't know, $10,000 a day is like commonplace. It's all a matter of perspective. For some people, having $5 a day is commonplace. For some people, being bankrupt is commonplace. We get sort of familiarized with these ideas, but they're movable, they're changeable. Like anyone's financial situation can change. You can, in fact, have huge amounts of money. Imagine spending it. Imagine the perfect type of lifestyle. So it isn't that you want huge amounts of money to live in a mansion with a butler and a private driver and 5 tennis courts. But what kind of home could you see yourself upgrading? Or maybe you want to continue in your current home, you just want to rehab it. I don't know. But whatever you want, like, how is this lifestyle? What are specific things you can identify with this lifestyle? What would you buy specifically that has meaning to you, not just fancy clothes because suddenly you could afford it. So specific having meaning to you, because I think when you really tap into your heart's desire, you align with it easier and don't get frustrated. Like when you look in the mirror, see yourself as capable of having a ton of money quickly, because I do think the universe is swift. I love your analogy. I love that. Okay. Showering counts for sure. I think we're talking about the other one. I'm just sort of reading all of the questions because I try to not leave anyone out. How to stop feeling overwhelmed when affirming. This weird, uncomfortable feeling in my chest. Okay. I guess we're going to talk about affirming and how I actually never recommend affirming for this very reason. Okay. Whenever you're doing a manifestation technique, if you feel weird and uncomfortable, please stop doing it. Whether or not it's affirming or visualizing, whatever the technique is, if you feel weird and uncomfortable, that's not the technique for you. And honestly, this sort of mass affirming, I really wish that it would go away because I think it's doing more harm than good. Yes, we talk to ourselves all day in our mind, but we do not talk to ourselves all day in our mind saying the same exact thing over and over and over again. Like we contemplate on different ideas and we sort of talk them out in our mind. I mean, take a look at your natural self-talk throughout the day. It's it's varied. Like even if you have limiting beliefs, like it's never the same statement over and over and over and over and over again. It's very sort of contemplative from different angles. So, again, if anything makes you feel overwhelmed, please stop. You do need to adjust your self talk, but in a way that's so gentle. And if you've been affirming and you feel weird and uncomfortable, I want you to take a time out, a break, allow yourself to just kind of be at one with the moment. Take like 5 minutes to just kind of release the weight of whatever it is, the technique, whether it was affirming or trying to make yourself visualize, whatever was causing you the stress. Just kind of release it. Get back to oneness. You and source, all one and the same. I know it doesn't feel like it at times. I know it feels like your higher self has abandoned you. It hasn't. All right, so we get at one, we relax. Maybe we listen to 5 minutes of music, close our eyes. Okay. Just like a little pause. Then we're going to mindfully take a look at what we're already saying in our mind and heart. The not so good stuff that you were trying to cover up when you were affirming. Just going to take a look, maybe write it down. Totally fine. If you write these things down, you're not going to affirm them accidentally. Just going to write them down so we can suddenly have, a list of what we need to work on. So we can stop sort of trying to cover it up with all these affirmations and we could just kind of identify what it is that's bugging us, like what our ego is trying to tell us, what the limitations are trying to tell us, how we can kind of get to the root of where these limitations came from. And we just observe. First thing we do is observe. Then we sort of, we work to a place of healing. If we can understand, like, wow, I think I picked this up in childhood. Or I think maybe I tell myself this a lot. Maybe I can kind of just be mindful as to when I tell myself this instead of trying to cover it up with other words. Again, as I talked about the shiny penny being perfect underneath, your perfection underneath. So if we can heal these sort of broken parts of you, we don't need to affirm perfection because you're already perfection. You're already a match to the things that you want. So affirming really isn't necessary. What is necessary is healing, getting to a place of relaxation, allowing yourself to feel relief. And then your natural self-talk will just suddenly improve. because you're going to feel better. And as we talked about before, that high vibration will come naturally. But again, if anything makes you feel weird or uncomfortable, it's not the route to your desire. The route to your desire feels very effortless. It feels very much at one with you, and that's how you will know that you are aligned with it. When you're trying to convince yourself of it, like if you say, I don't know, affirmations for an hour, after that hour is up, you aren't going to suddenly convince yourself in a way that you weren't before. And I know repetition is important, but repetition in a natural way that builds better habits for growth that are, that stick around. So it's gentle, like if we're forcefully saying something over and over and over again, like that's not self-love, that's not kindness. It's not sort of having a good mental diet, that's just sort of bashing yourself and telling yourself you're almost worthless for having these limiting beliefs, these fears, this anxiety. So I've got to cover it up with all these affirmations until my subconscious finally gets it. But those limiting beliefs that are underneath aren't going to just heal in this way. Like they're not just going to suddenly back off because you bullied them. Like, if you're bullying inside of yourself, you're gonna feel weird and uncomfortable. You're gonna feel overwhelmed because you're just creating more chaos. We want more love. So, I asked this person, couldn't care less. That is a great name. Let's hope it's sort of couldn't care less in a good way. Carefree. So, what is a way that makes you feel light and less baggage? I'm guessing it's not affirming. So, what is an activity that you can do right now that's going to make you feel a little bit better about yourself and a little bit better about life? That is manifestation technique for you. And it almost feels like I gave you something that has nothing to do with law of assumption or law of attraction, but it actually has everything to do with it. Because again, you're naturally all these wonderful things. Okay. Hi, Bella. Oh, wow. Bella gave me a tip. Look at that. Thank you, Bella. Oh, wait. We've got Love Dreaming Peach. I feel like I did talk to her the other day. Oh, wait. We got another question. Okay. I feel the best way to keep high vibration is to keep away from toxic people. Toxic radical religious ideology. Oh, that does sound bad. Who make you feel God hates you. God doesn't hate you, or you are not doing enough to please him. What's your take? Okay, definitely. Whoever is making you feel this way. I mean, I felt really yucky just reading that. So I couldn't, I mean, if I was experiencing that, I'd want to get away from that person as fast as possible. But here's the beautiful thing. Okay, this toxic radical religious person, they're on their own journey. Like, try to not look at it as if it's gonna, like, bleed into your consciousness. That's their own thing they're doing. If they wanna feel toxic, that sounds miserable. I kinda feel bad for this person. But yes, keep away from people that drain your energy, that don't support your highest good. Feel free to cut people like that out of your life. That's not a bad thing. When we start to raise our self-concept, we realize there's a lot of relationships in our life that actually weren't serving us, whether it's friendships, even family. Feel free to cut them out. It's okay. It's okay. Put yourself first. You're not obligated to be in anyone's life. Like, your time is precious. Your time on this earth is precious. It's limited. So why be around a toxic person? Definitely don't try to manifest a toxic specific person. Like, why? Why would that be worth your time? Um, God doesn't hate you. God is you. God is another word for good. I'm sure different people have different takes on that. And if you want to think of God as an entity, that's okay. Just think of God as a loving entity. One that loves you and one that wants your highest good. Because again, God is good. So I think it's just another word for good, to be honest. But again, I'm not an expert on religion. I don't claim to be. But again, you're not seeking the high vibration. You're seeking calm and consistent relaxation. That's all you're seeking. High vibes will naturally come from that. You do not need to. Manifestation is not about getting into a high vibe and then you become in alignment. You become in alignment with a natural self-concept, with a sense of relaxation, and sometimes, taking the pressure off of yourself to be high vibe can make you relax because then suddenly you're not sort of requiring something of yourself. Perfection is not needed here. Like, all we need to do is take a few moments to calm, stop putting so much pressure on ourselves. That's what self-love and high self-concept is. Okay, I want to get to Kat because I love Kat. She is beautiful. I did a session with her. Let's see, and then I will get back to couldn't care less, but we're gonna take Kat's question now. Okay, yes, I'm here to manifest my new car. I need it really quick. That's fine. Like, you can need things really quick. The universe is quick to respond. And a new house in my hometown I love. Absolutely. I'm sending good vibes your way, and I'm seeing you as a success story, and I cannot wait to tell everyone how you did it, how you got all of your goals. Let's see. True that most people who win the lottery lose it quickly. That is true, actually. I didn't mention that part because they don't have the skills to maintain and sustain the money. This is true. Think of how many lottery winners. In fact, I think there's even YouTube videos, all the people that have won these massive jackpots and then have blown it so stupidly. It's because their self-concept didn't fully align with it. They had to spend it as fast as possible and as stupidly as possible because it's like they felt more familiar in the struggle and not having money. So even when money did come to them, gone. How to practice self-love when you're surrounded by toxic family members. Okay. This whole toxic family members thing. Um, yes, it happens in every family. You know what? The people that are toxic, feel sorry for them that they want to live miserable lives. They cannot harm you. Toxic people, even if they're negative and they're talking negatively to you and maybe they suck you into their negative talk, like, they still can't harm you. That's where they are at in their own journey. You do have the choice to put your foot down as to how much time you spend with these people. If you literally are surrounded by them right now, stop identifying them as villains that are gonna harm you. They have different facets to who they are, different parts of their personality. They can show up in different ways to you, like, maybe they are just toxic to other people, but they're really kind to you. There was a professor in one of the schools I went to. I don't know if I've talked about this, but she was supposedly evil, and she expected, unrealistic things from students, like, everybody talked, like, oh my gosh, not gonna mention her name. She was, like, hated and feared. Evil, evil woman. I can't live up to her standards. I can't please her. Evil, evil, evil. You know what I got from her? I didn't get the toxic evil side that she was displaying to everyone else. I got such high marks on my piano performance, a jury that you do at the end of the semester. She loved me. The way she showed up for me was wonderful because I didn't view her as a villain. At the time, I don't think I knew about law of attraction, law of assumption, manifestation. It's all the same thing. I didn't know about that, but I just chose to not see her as a villain. Like, no one is wholeheartedly a villain. In fact, the best movies are when you don't have just a bad guy that's just a bad guy all the time. Like, you want a complicated person because people are complicated. Sometimes they're a bad guy, sometimes they're a good guy. It's how they show up to different people. Like, I'm sure I show up as a toxic person to some people. I don't know. I'm just assuming, I'm guessing. And then to other people, I probably appear as like an angel of light. I'm just giving really stark examples. I'm not trying to pump myself up or I'm not conceited. I'm just saying that I'm showing up different ways to different people. Like, maybe when my videos pop up on someone else's feed, they're like, oh, I hate her. I can't stand her. Get her away. Yuck. And then other people are like, oh, wow, she's wonderful. Why can't the toxic people suddenly stop showing up as toxic to you? So let's start rewriting who they are, or at least stop reinforcing that they're toxic people that can hurt you. Family members, yes, they will always be your family, and they are a little bit more difficult to kind of remove from your life. But friends, like, why are they even your friends? You don't have to keep them around. So start making healthy boundaries for yourself, making good choices, choosing you want to be around people that uplift you, support your dreams, help you flourish, help you grow, are at one with the idea of expansion and growth and love, all those good things. All right. I'm going to answer one more question from Bella. And I think we're going to head over to Instagram, but we'll see. What are the benefits of going general to cover all areas in our life? Going general is probably one of the best things that you can do. And the great ironic thing is that when you go general, you're not actually going general at all. You're just manifesting your specific desires. You're manifesting your specific desires minus the resistance. Because a lot of times when we identify these specific things, they go on these huge pedestals, unreachable, unattainable, and then they mock you when you don't have them and they feel unreachable. And there's all this resistance inside. But if you go general, there's no resistance. And your higher self still knows exactly what you want. So it's not like you've lost the desire for the specific things. You've just chosen to embrace a peace of mind above feeling an insecurity to have to name these specific things over and over and over and over and over again. Like if you were begged 10,000 times to do something, what would you think of that person? If someone begged you right now 10,000 times to do something for them, wouldn't you want that person as far away from you as possible? Like, you would think they were kind of nutty. That would really be annoying to be nagged 10,000 times or 100,000 times or for an hour. Let's just say, I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm just saying that if you continually you gotta have self-love in all of your manifesting. Going general is one of the most beautiful things you could possibly do because, again, it's not really going general. It is manifesting your specific desires minus the resistance. Going general should be, I really pay attention to my self-talk because honestly, if you can talk kind to yourself and stop calling yourself stupid, foolish, dumb, an idiot, "Oh, you're so stupid, you can't you're always in debt. You can't have a successful date. You're an idiot. You'll probably be alone your whole life." I'm just identifying self-talk. I mean, I've told myself these things. Not anymore. But if you could just talk kind to yourself, you know what's gonna happen by default? Your self-concept is going to change. You're going to validate yourself as someone who deserves love, money, success, beauty, health. And by default, your specific desires will find you. It's that easy. Studywithveronica.com, free course, face-to-face coaching. It may not be available for much longer. It was gone for 3 years. Let's not, you know, disregard that part. It may be gone again, and it may be gone for good this time. I don't know. It's very spontaneous what I decide to do and what I don't. New course. Get someone to do exactly what you want. It's basically the 3 points, but I give you specific exercises to do, natural self-talk affirmations you can use that don't have resistance, all sorts of techniques and support, and it's intensive coaching as well. So get on the wait list because I can only take so many people. Subscribe if you're watching a replay of this. Head over to Instagram. I'd like to do that. Have a beautiful day. All of your dreams are meant for you. And I can't wait to hear about your success.